we are going to start as
Woohoo!
last session. Yes, we are going to start. As last session, all of you encountered an archhag. Not just any hag, but a hag that kind of is a step above all other hags. And just by the skin of your teeth, you all managed to actually bring her down. And Sarin got a new ride, and you all started to make your way deeper into the faith. And as you all start walking, and you all took some days to recover, so you all can mark that long rest button. I will say this about morning time when you all have started the third day and you all have continued to make your journey. I would like each of you to roll me a perception check for a survival.
Oh,
16.
my
16 on my end.
load up roll 20 logged me out just now, so give me a second.
Rolled a 7. 13.
Okay, you said survival or perception? Is that what you said?
Yeah, those are
Yes.
Got a 28.
Okay. Okay. So, with your rolls, the new feat. For those who did the question thing, you don't add it just yet. Just hold it off just a little bit.
okay.
I will tell you when
You'll-
you
you'll
can add the new feed. Yes,
Okay.
and then I'll also tell you when you can tell me which NPC's favor you
Okay.
want. Okay. With your rolls, you will do this in ascending order. Ilara, with your 13, when you are walking through the Fey forest. By the way, do you have advantage in forest?
Oh,
Because
yes,
of your.
I do.
Mhm. Yeah, so you get advantage. You can roll one more time.
24.
Okay. So, as you are walking, the lowest is Sarin. Sarin, as you are walking on your steed, you do notice. Now the Fae is odd. The Fae is weird. It is strange. It's no brainer. But you feel like you are going into another part of the Fae that is different from the part of the Fae that you were part of. The part of the Fae that you're walking in, the trees are covered in very thick grime and moss. This part of the forest feels older to you, and you can tell that you are entering a much more gloomier, for lack of a better word, section of the faith. Akasha, with your 19 on the perception check, you can tell that the forest that you're entering in, based on the shadowy creatures that kind of like glide around occasionally through the trees, looking at all of you, observing all of you. It's probably best to be on your guard because you are starting to perceive there are scarier things in here than the previous forest you were all in. Ilara, with your 24, as you are walking, you very, very occasionally just notice uh, a lot of holes, like burrows in the ground. The burrows in the ground are about like a human could walk through that hole. That's the size of the holes in the ground, but you just happen to notice them. Larissa, with your 27 on the survival check, walking into this place, you realize you are walking into the dark fey with the party. This is, you know the stories, you picked up the trail and the signs. The dark fey is a lot less forgiving compared to the actual fey realm that you all were in. In the dark fey, there are creatures that do not submit to Ainos rule.
Hanging on Daddy's desk.
And hanging on at Daddy's desk. Um, but that is what you pick up, Larissa.
Okay.
And 28, Mr. Cassius, you pick up faint screeching noises. Very faint. Shrieking and screeching noises. But they are coming from mostly the holes.
Let's see. Is there a way for me to attempt to identify them?
You can roll me a nature check. Are you proficient in fey creatures?
No.
Okay. This will be a straight roll.
Okay, of just nature?
Mhm.
Okay. 10.
With a 10, you start to, obviously you don't want to go too near to the holes, but you do try to listen to the shrieking, and you realize the way it's shrieking from the holes, it's not random screeches, it's not like random warning sounds like animal makes. It's communicating. That's
You all
clearly
hear
more
that?
than one.
Do you all hear that?
I mean, there's a lot more screechy noises than usual.
No. No, they're talking. They're communicating. I can't quite tell what they are, though.
Well, I'll be honest. Me writing on what I'm writing on might be in relation to that.
I get a feeling it's not fear they're communicating over.
What does it sound like to you?
Just... I can't quite tell. I can just tell they're communicating somehow. But if I were to wager, the amount of holes around here and the amount of chirping I'm hearing, I fear we may be there. They may be hoping for us to be their next meal.
Well, then I recommend we pick up the pace.
I
would
am
agree
in
for
agreement
that.
to picking up the pace.
Yeah, I'm Kasha, you might want to hang on. I'm gonna start going to like driving the broom a bit faster.
All right, will do.
Okay. Um, I need one more survival roll as you all try to navigate the forest. Just one person has to make the survival roll, and you want to roll as high
I say our druid does it.
as
Can we
possible.
provide
Opposite.
the aid action?
I mean, that's a 20. It's not bad. Should be fine.
The DC is high, so you kind of want to roll as high as possible.
I do
I'm
have
going-
advantage on survival, and I have a +9. I'll just say that.
I'm going to cast guidance on Larissa.
Ooh, ouch.
Oh no.
Oh, wow.
Inspiration, perhaps.
You know what? I'm content with Stephanie's.
Yeah. Maybe you should add guidance to Stephanie.
I suppose I could, but I don't know if I can do it after the roll. King, are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, then roll an extra d4.
I can also use bardic inspiration if we need to.
That's okay. I think they've
Ooh,
got this.
that's good.
You might want to use the bardic continuation. He's not.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Bardic 2. Was that a D8? D6?
D6, I think, for bardic.
Yeah, D6.
Oh, hold on. I don't think I have anything that can boost.
Another 5. 28.
Ooh,
28.
that's nice.
30.
Okay. We've got a 3, 28. Okay. With a 28. My DC was 27.
Ooh.
Lucky bastards. You all crawl through the dark fade, crawling through this gloomy forest. As alert and as quick, but also being extremely mindful not to go near any of the holes. You all manage to successfully get past and make quite an extra day's distance until night comes and it is time to make camp again.
Right.
Shall we take shifts again? Considering where we are?
Sure. I just need a trance, and then I can be up the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Then I'll take the
alright.
first shift then.
I did not
I
expend
honestly
much
don't-
energy today, so I will not need to sleep. I will watch throughout the whole night.
I kind of don't want to wake up super early again. So,
I can take a shift. I don't technically need to sleep.
I mean, I think the second shift might sound good to me.
Well, if I'm being honest, in this environment, I'm not too tempted to say to stop and make camp, honestly. We don't know what lurks at the shadow, and from what Acacia said, it might be, it's a little worrying.
Does anyone have alarm or something that would give us ample time of warning?
Sadly, only a remote thing that could alert me of any intrusion that I have at my service now is Saber, sadly.
The only thing I have is mold earth to make terrain difficult around us. However, I don't know what that does for anything that could fly, considering where we are.
Oh yeah, true. I mean, make an earth dome?
Well, what about this?
Considering though some things are making holes, Marceline, I'm worried they're going to come from under us.
Well,
Yeah, that's a good point.
How does this sound? Why that instead of having 3 shifts of 2 people, we split the night in half and have 3 people on at each point. Each shift having
Okay.
somebody that's good at fighting up close, at spell, and maybe at ranged.
I'm very on
Okay.
board for that plan.
Yeah. Uh, dibs on first shift.
I've already volunteered for first.
Well, I mean, you're both proficient in magic, but there are others that are, and Marceline can go at a pretty far range.
They can, which is why I was hoping they may take the the second one, as that would probably be the darker end of the shift, would it not?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that
probably.
is true. I have to go to bed early and wake up early again.
Rest well,
It's fine.
Marceline.
Yeah.
Given what we know, maybe there's Cassius and Laura maybe on the first shift.
As I've mentioned, we've not had too much stress today, so I have no quarrel staying up the whole night.
All the same, Cassius, it might be better to keep your mind fresh nonetheless.
If you insist, but truly, it is no issue.
You would see Saren's face like kind of twist a little bit. It's just like, come on, don't make me be a parent here, Cassius. Even if you don't feel all that
Acacia's
tired.
rest Acacia's rest is important regardless of how much energy you used. And a couple of days ago, you used quite a lot of energy that is still going impacting you. That's going to be impacting you for the rest of this adventure.
Yes, but
Maybe longer.
it's not as though sleep will fix that part of me. That is merely retribution for my arrogance.
If you don't have enough energy, it could cause a flare up of some kind.
Fine. I will take second then.
I will send a prayer
Good.
to Lady Gaia for your swift recovery, or as much as you can be recovered.
Oh, before we take shift and we make camp proper, Larissa, there is something that must be said that is probably very important.
Yes.
In the meadows, when we were there, I went and tried to go and help took care of those horses that showed up. At the time, I didn't mention it, but the scabbard of my blade kind of started reacting weirdly.
I
When
see.
when I well died and mounted fury over here, it reacted almost the same way. Then you might want to have somebody in the meadow. If you can send a message, take a closer look at them. I'm afraid that at least one of those beasts might not be as they appear.
And what do you suggest that they may be? Are they infernal in nature?
Well, given the reaction of Vermis, could be infernal, abyssal, or any other kind of threat. But it felt like almost as if it was attracted to the thing when it first reacted in the meadows.
You don't recall which beast it was that it had the strongest inkling toward, did you, by chance?
I have to say I didn't go and investigate further. I thought it might have just been the blade acting up. It did play tricks on me in the past, so I wasn't too sure at that time, but after the event that led to this beast finding me, I think there might be a potential threat there. I would
I will
recommend
be sure to.
I would
Yeah.
recommend you send somebody that can sense things that are unseen to go and examine them.
I will send word to Captain Laxus. I believe, I hope in that it is only that this creature was rescued from the area and that they are not malicious so much as a rescued creature.
Yes, as I say, I hope it's nothing, but rather be careful with what just transpired.
I appreciate your words. I will be sure to pass them along. Larissa is going to look through her bag to try and figure out how to communicate with the meadows.
And then Saren would probably just go and take Elara aside a little bit and just like, I'm sorry for dying on you. That wasn't the plan.
Well, you better not do it again.
Well, I can't promise that. It seems like everything out here is, well, out to kill us by the sound of it.
Yeah. Well, you know I'll go to dramatic lengths if you ever do die.
Yeah. Yeah, well, at this point, been traveling together, might as well say we're still common law at this point. But other than that, Saren would just make the campfire as he did last time that they long rested and take care of it until time comes for the watch and all that fun stuff.
Um, I'm tempted to try something real quick. Is there a way I can contact Epiphycus to ask him if there's any way to help like manage Acacius's arcane addiction symptoms until he can get treated?
Yeah, you can also focus.
All right. Um. Marceline's gonna do that. So she's just gonna just kind of like sit down and just like Lord Epiphycus, we're currently within the Fey realm. Recently Acacius has gotten himself arcane addiction. It seems like a pretty serious case. I don't know if we're gonna be able to stop to get him treated until after we're done with what we're doing. But is there, but do you know anything that can help manage the symptoms by any chance?
Okay. You ask that, and then you hear Ophiuchus's voice rumble in your mind. Fight him.
Fight him?
My venom is sufficient.
Okay. Hey, Acacius, how much do you trust me?
That sounds like a loaded question.
I think I have something that can help with your arcane addiction. Can I bite your wrist?
What the fuck, Marceline? That's kind
Acacius-
of Akasha's thing.
Acacius kind of
I
goes
asked
silent.
Epiphycus, he said do it. It could help.
He's going to sigh. Very well. But
Okay.
we will do it out of line of the campfire.
All right. Marceline's like next to like the campfire. It's just going to like basically just quickly bite him, like inject some of the venom and like let go, and basically just like try to like.
Well, hold up.
Do you?
Uh,
It's kind of the first time
so-
you're biting someone. Do you want to describe?
I think it's just very quick.
Marceline, I'm going to send you a message before you do. Effectively, you and Acacius will walk just out of the line of light.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to, so that way the rest of the party probably can't see, because he has to remove some of his armor for you to bite his wrist.
I only need to, like I only need your wrist. I'm just not even gonna like properly look. Okay. Are you natural? You know, I'm not gonna ask. Just a quick bite, and then, all right. Are you feeling better?
I have no idea.
Okay. You bite, you open your mouth, your fangs come out, and you puncture his skin.
Acacius definitely winces over this.
As
Yeah, Marcy's also just partially worried.
as you begin to pump venom into him. Your once per long rest venom is considered expended for the day, as Acacius, you gain the poisoned condition and you feel sick for about an hour as you feel something bubbling inside of you, as your arcane addiction of first level is of third level is cured.
Okay. Now, does that mean I get my con points back?
No.
What does it do then?
Basically removes the arcane addiction completely. So in other words, you can, if you want to retry, you absolutely can retry.
Okay. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
So, King, quick question. Can we recycle the container of potions and the likes for other purpose?
Sorry?
Can we like reuse like the containers that, let's say I drink a potion and I still have the empty flask, let's say, could I use that?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what Siren will do because of what he said to Acacia last time they made camp. You'll take one of the empty potion bottle that he has, well, currently in the bag of holding, and take. Do I have something that's not vermis to do this? No, I do not. Okay, so we would take vermis, which might not be the brightest idea, and slightly cut his hand, letting some of his blood dribble in said container.
God damn it.
Okay.
Just for a few moments, just so that in case of emergency, you will have something to chuck at Akasha. And just put it back in the bag of holding. And just lay on hand on himself to seal the wound shut.
Okay.
Larissa is going to, after searching her bag, is going to facepalm, realizing once again she has forgotten to ask Laxus for a way to communicate directly with the meadows, remembering her brother is not in the meadows. and is going to angrily look at her ring ascending with her brother, which hasn't worked for months now, as she will then message Dimitri telepathically to ask that he pass along the information to Laxus and to also prepare an item for her to communicate with Laxus in the future.
Okay, what is the message you directly sent to Dimitri?
Please notify Laxus of Stable's Saren's weapon reacted. Please investigate. Also, get a ring of sending. That'll be the message. I had to count it out.
Let me see. Where did you post the message?
Oh, I just said it out loud. Oh dear. No.
Oh, that was the message?
That was the message.
Okay.
I know it was like 15 to 20 words.
You just hear in your mind. It will be done. As your message goes through, all of you can RP out at the campfire if you wish to talk a little bit more. If not, I will start making rolls.
Oh my, rolls.
Akasha is just trancing right now,
Yeah,
waiting for second shift to start.
Yeah. Also, just for inventory, keep tracking ease. I'll say that it's a vial of blood probably works in that bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Marceline is just kind of like just trying to like go to sleep. She's also like currently just a bit worried, just like, what if the venom doesn't work? There's a good chance it will, but the fear is still there.
I guess Acacius is just kind of resting against a rock. But probably not actually asleep, though.
Probably.
I say not asleep because that means I'm still having my passive perception of 23. Very much awake.
Yeah, Saren would probably stay up a bit. Yeah, Saren would probably stay up a bit, just like poking the fire a bit, just before the. Well, not so much darkness, but before the feeling becomes more eerie, and then once that happens, it would probably be a bit more on guard.
Okay. With all of you going to bed, I need a perception roll from the first watch.
Nice.
Okay. There is a video 23. You are watching the night, and then you notice something. You notice as you are watching the area and forest, you notice some eyes are watching you. and you just very barely make out a very bony, skinny structure of a creature crawling far from the camp, but it is just kind of like observing your little camp. But it doesn't do anything.
Do I sense any hostility?
Uh, I mean, it does not look friendly. If that's what you're asking.
Okay. Larissa is going to poke Saren's arm and discreetly point out what she sees, hoping that he's quick enough to notice it before it disappears out of sight.
Perception check from Sarin.
Perception, right there. Probably not.
With a 12, you just, because of Larissa's assistance, you just barely catch a glimpse of it. It is definitely not human as it crawls on all four.
Okay, so divine sense and that general focus in that general direction. So it
Could
only
you put up
detects.
the divine sense?
It only affects celestial, fiend, and undead. So if it's a fey, I won't pick it up.
It registers as undead.
Well,
Could you put up your spell description?
that's a feature, but sure, I'll.
Oh
Sure.
yeah, because I think it does a little bit more than just.
It detects them and then it tells me about where they are. But it's just if they're not behind cover and if they're not affected by the hollow spell and all that fun stuff. That is not behind total cover though.
Okay. Well, this thing is about 200 feet away.
Oh, okay. So never mind. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. So it's not.
Ding.
Based on the description of what she saw, does Saren share that it's undead in nature?
I can't because divine sense didn't reach that far.
Oh no. Okay, so never mind. The next question I had doesn't apply then.
So, King, considering
Yeah.
I'm not actually sleeping, but I'm not actually, I'm not part of the watch, so I'm not actively looking around. My passive perception is still 23, so would I have noticed it?
No. Not video 23.
Well, Larissa, whatever that was, can't be good.
No, the last time I saw something bony, bad things happened. I'm hoping it's not what I think it is, but they can't be here. That was on the dark domain, and this is the Fae.
What was it that you saw there? Be upfront with me, Larissa. I don't want a surprise if it can be avoided.
They are ghoul-like creatures, wendigos, if you will. Very fast, undead, but we're in the Fae, and there was a shield that would prevent them from escaping, so it can't be the same.
Well, Larissa, I'll remind you a little fact. Fae and the Hells used to be one and the same.
And if
There,
that is
there's a,
true, if there is a leak, that would mean they are not as secured in the dark domain as the Vampire King would have first assumed.
and at this point you would see Saren turn around and look at Saber, and you would hear Infernal coming out of his mouth. For those that would understand Infernal, essentially the command stand equates to Saber, keep your eyes over there. Anything bony comes around, stomp it.
They're super fast and dexterous, Saren. They're very strong as well, despite their stature. But they have a low health from what I remember.
Well, here's the thing.
There's just a lot of them, a pack, if you will.
Well, at the very least, with Saber looking this way, If nothing else, he will give me a forewarning.
Mhm.
Also, the command was set in Infernal and Infernal only, so.
Larissa, paranoid that it could be those things, even though she doubts it is, she's going to cast Mold Earth around the campsite. So, in the event it is them, they're going to be slower.
Well, I'll be honest, I think with Fury over there grazing about, I don't know many things that would have the balls to actually come and attack us, but let's prepare nonetheless.
These things would. Larissa's going to shudder remembering the whole ordeal and will be closer to Lorcan.
Well,
I'm not sure how Lorcan feels about Wendigos considering what happened when he was a cub.
well, let's hope
He
that they
just
have enough sense.
bellows.
Let's hope they
Oh
have
dear.
enough sense to stay away, because if I swing at them and hit them, they might regret it. And then
Do I feel any connection with nature in this area, or is it still no
You do.
luck?
You do. It was just
Further?
that tree hag, because that tree belonged to the hag. It's not a normal tree.
I
Was probably
think
your
Larissa-
lair. Was probably your lair under a fucking illusion spell or something.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to look at the tree and with hope there is something in it, request to any tree or dryad listening to offer some form of warning or protection from those undead or scary bony creatures.
Okay. Your spell easily goes off.
Well, while you and Saber look that way, I'll focus my attention the other way. Let's not get surprised by not paying attention everywhere. I'll talk to you later, Larissa. And then Saren would go on the other end of camp, making sure that they don't get circled around.
Okay. As the hour from Larissa continues, who's doing the next watch?
I'm going to warn the second watch and for them to wake me up at the first sign of the feeling of being watched.
Alright.
If anything attacks, Saber should wake me, but if he doesn't.
Alright, so which one of us is gonna roll perception? I have advantage, but it's a +1 modifier.
I have a plus 13.
Oh,
Thank
you want to take this, do this then?
And I can guidance myself, so.
Right.
Ooh, double
Feeling
whammy.
okay? It's just
I feel bubbly on the inside. Like when I had to drink that royal honey. Jelly. Except for that was in my mouth. This is in my stomach. Cool. Alright.
I'm pretty sure it's most likely in your bloodstream.
Wow.
So I got
nice.
a 34 total.
Okay.
I see all.
Yes, you do.
Observe like a hawk. You keep watch on lights.
Everything.
Everything can see you.
I'm
all
going
stay
to
put
cast
on the light?
Pass Without Trace on the group.
Alright.
If anything, we should probably use Saren as a distraction to lure things away from the group. Honestly.
Just no one
Laura's
rolling
gonna
at
be
once.
pissed at you. You know that, right?
Well, thing is, I'm I'd take my chance with those crawlers with Saren if I'm being honest.
Oh, I got something in my spell book for them. Don't worry.
Is Saber my ride?
Yep. And he got ordered to follow every single one of your instructions, even if it puts Saren's at risk.
Alright.
I'm back.
The entire time while on like her broom, driving it. I don't know if that's the best way to describe this. Anyway, Marceline is kind of like having her hand like over like the small chest she carries around like on her belt just in case. Just in case those things attack, because yeah, no.
Okay. How long do you all travel? Do you all travel the whole night? Do you find a place to stop and rest?
Well, given most of us are mounted, I don't think, and most of the mounts are either magical or don't need rest. Sorry, Lorcan. We probably could travel the whole night without too much issue, but it's the issue of people that didn't have a full night's rest. That's the main issue there.
Yeah, I mean, I had second shift, so I should.
All of you do know that. All of you do know you're about 8 hours away from the temple. It just means that if you don't sleep tonight, you will have to be at the temple and you would have a point of exhaustion until you rest.
At this point, Sarin would speak up. It's like, hey, we're not all that far from the temple, all things considered. If we ride through the night, we'll get closer. Worst comes to worst, we can make camp early morning and not have to worry as much about those things.
Yeah.
Can I look around for a defendable position?
Roll me a. Yeah, you certainly can.
Is it going to be a perception check again?
Yes.
All right.
Actually, it would not be a perception, it would be a survival check for this one.
Oh.
Okay.
Hey Larissa, how's Soul doing, by the way?
And then... So,
Soul
19.
seems to be doing well, but I'm afraid of revealing any form of light, considering how fast they are. I would hate for Soul to be snatched at this dire time.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't very much help it for Fury.
I mean, I can just make my cloak of many fashions as long as possible and just drape it over her.
You know what? At this point, it's just 5 feet away. Whatever, we'll see that light. Will be close enough that I don't think will matter.
Okay. With a survival of a 19, you do find a spot you think is more defense related. But
Something like a shoot of stone where like they couldn't really burrow from below us or one of our side.
Yeah.
They could only go from one direction.
The main concern that I imagine are sort of told you, and also kind of what you know from your time dealing with the Red Forest, it's not so much their burrowing that's the problem, it's their speed that's the problem. They can move almost as fast as a vampire spawn.
Well, that means that they're just as likely to be able to rush us as we're traveling, and then we're not really in a defendable position.
It's more like an ambush tactic. Like they just rush in, grab someone, and then sprint off.
So yeah, I feel like for that purpose, traveling in caravan as we are now is a bigger risk. than if we try to fortify a position.
I would
Alright.
almost disagree. I would say running now would be best rather than staying put.
Well, these are ambush predators, and they most likely know this forest better than we do.
Meaning that if we put even a defensible position, the moment that there is a single point of egress, they will be able to ambush us.
But it does also mean we're primarily picking between a potential ambush walking through a forest we don't know anything about, or a potential ambush in a position that we don't know much about.
Yes, it seems like a very lose-lose.
Yeah, if we would be on Nerman, my decision would be simple on that one, as that's essentially my whole trade for most of my adult life so far, but in this realm, I don't know shit.
I just don't want anyone to be snatched.
You mentioned you could mend the earth, Larissa.
I can indeed for 100 feet.
Perhaps we could create a small barricade, just large enough that it would make it difficult for them to grab someone, but not overwhelming.
Well, no
I
offense,
For
will.
you.
no offense meant by this, but if they snatch anybody, most of us can stab them and hurt them pretty badly. And those who can't
That is
have
also
access
true.
to powerful magic, so I'm not too worried about the snatching part.
I have plant growth, and it covers a wide range, about 100 feet out. I can use that.
If we were to fortify a position, that would be rather useful. I say we put to a vote. I stand for fortifying that rock face over there.
I'm of one to make the run for it.
I'm fully rested. I don't care either way, but I'd rather kill these things now and not have to worry about them later.
I worry if the fight drags on, we'll attract just more. Where there's one, there must be many.
I mean, whatever you did at Gotcha seemed to work last time.
Last time we had Lord Dimitri with us.
No,
that was by
like
sheer
last
chance.
time, as in like before we started moving. Akasha seemed to scared it all.
I doubt it was a permanent scare, Marceline.
I mean, it was better
They're
than nothing.
opportunists.
At this point, Sarin would turn towards Elara. And what do you say? It looks like those two are too stuck up arguing to make a decision. Well, Marceline is anyways.
But hey,
I'm sorry, Marceline, but it's not a question of hours, it's a question of minute before we must make her decision.
Neither's really a good choice. I don't know if we even have a fighting chance.
Come on, with me here and Acacius, with the amount of divine light we could conjure to smite those bastards.
It is true. But would attempting to run cause more harm, or would staying cause more harm? It's not an easy choice.
To the hells with it. Let's fortify that place. At least it's just one egress. We'll be able to see them coming.
Okay, it seems like a majority says we stay. Then I will indeed cast the Mold Earth to ensure they are slower than their natural speed would allow.
right.
Alright, so then I guess we'll fortify it, say this right here is the rock face. And we'll kind of form like a semicircle around it. With the shape. And then Akasha, what's the timing on plant growth?
Let's see.
A special action or 8 hours of enrichment.
No, I meant like how long does it last?
Oh, how long does it last? I think it's a permanent duration.
Okay, then
Means permanent.
furry. What?
Permanent.
Oh, fury. Okay, that's what
Yeah.
this. And then no, sorry, I saw the text that just said furry moving across the screen. I was really confused.
AKA name of the
um,
nightmare.
so I would just say, if you want to go and cast that, and that will make the entire area around rough domain. And then those that didn't quite get or finish up their rest can be more relaxed while we're fortified. And if something happens, you know.
Yes, and I'll make sure to have a Fury station outside the perimeter. That way, if the light she emits attracts something, at least they won't be attracted directly inside.
I wish I can have Toaster Strudel out for longer than 5 minutes per summon, but I can't.
Don't worry about
There,
it.
and I could.
Don't worry about
I hate to
that.
be the bearer of bad news, but my sword glows on its own.
I still pass without trace if it's still within the hour.
I think this is our. So my idea here is that those of us that are good with our rests can primarily keep watch, while those who haven't finished their long rests can attempt to while we wait for the sun to rise, or the equivalent of the sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully at that point they will have received their long rest bonuses, or as close as they can get to it. And if
At
we
the
are
very
attacked,
short.
we can of course just get them up, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Since you have the wall and the plant growth up, it should be very hard for someone to simply snatch us.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes, I think I will be trying to doze off while still wearing armor, just because of the implication here. And if they come, well, either they'll make enough noise to wake me, or one of you will. And I won't be creating a bonfire here. Let's not take any more chances than we need to.
yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
So I guess we'll
I don't-
fortify here, and yeah. Wrestling.
I'm not going to gain a level of exhaustion for keeping my elven chain on, right?
You shouldn't.
Okay,
Why would
just
you?
checking.
Oh, so, well, sleeping in armor, I think, is what she's asking.
Ah.
Yeah, the elven
But
chain
elven,
is 10.
Yeah, you can sleep with the chains.
Okay, good.
yeah, the elven chain acts more like a shirt than anything else, honestly.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird.
Honestly,
magical item.
sleeping in chainmail isn't that uncomfortable though.
Yeah, fair.
I wouldn't mind sleeping in my like really say I wouldn't mind sleeping in my hauberk. It's not that uncomfortable.
Yeah, chainmail is made to move.
It's kind of like
too, so.
it's kind of, especially when you got your gambus in underneath of it. It's honestly like you've got a blanket hugging you. As long as it's not too hot, that is. Yeah.
But yeah,
Then
essentially.
again, it is 30 pounds of weight, so yeah.
Essentially, you would see Siren, his ass on the ground in his armor, back to the rock wall, and Vermis essentially between his leg resting on his chest as he's trying to get some more shut-eye.
Larissa's also going to try and get some additional sleep.
Alright. So I guess it's primarily Akasha and Acacius. Oh wait, Laura, you get to watch? Or you?
I don't remember.
You be an elf, and I think you probably had enough time to trance thus far, but I'm not 100% sure.
Oh no, I definitely had my equivalent of a long rest.
Okay, then yeah, then you're probably part of our looking around.
Which is pretty good since I have a farm.
All right, King.
Okay.
My max on my bow.
I didn't quite catch that, Laura.
What do you all want to do?
The 600 is my max with my bow.
Sleep.
Oh, nice.
You all wish to sleep? Okay. Who is
Well-
taking watch now?
Akasha is
I-
taking a watch, and I think Acacia's.
I think Alara is also joining us too. The others are
Okay.
getting their rest.
You can roll a perception. How long are you three keeping watch? 1 hour? 2 hours?
Until
Until
Like I said-
morning.
Until morning. Okay, well, you guys do need to get about 6 hours of sleep still because it was only on the second hour when you all started walking.
well, we were part of the.
We're
At
part of-
least Akasha and Acacia were part of the first rest,
Yeah, okay.
and
Akasha had to.
we.
That's all she did.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think all three of us can trance. So it's just perception for all of us then.
Yes.
And I can
Alrighty.
do it because we're in the forest, right?
Yoink. Yoink. Wow, I rolled a nat 1 on that and still got a 17.
I have an extra
Oh my God.
inspiration. Do you want me to send it to you to make up for the fact that? Actually, wait.
I
No,
sh-
you have your inspiration.
I should get one,
so-
shouldn't I? Yeah, I'm using it.
Yeah.
I'm using my session inspiration to reroll that.
Okay, reroll, please.
Should I keep the same guidance or should I reroll guidance as well?
It is. You would be. I think in this case you would just keep the same guidance.
Okay, so then 21.
Okay.
Which is lower than my passive perception. How does that work?
Everybody's. I mean, it's a tiring night. You are recovering from your poison condition. As nothing happens, you all can make another long rest. You still have about probably 6 hours more before you reach the temple.
Alrighty. Everyone rested up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm guessing our expected visitor didn't visit this night.
No, y'all didn't. They didn't see them.
Okay, good. Acacia's, are you feeling better?
Am I feeling better, King?
Your arcane addiction and poison condition is completely gone as they cancelled out each other.
Indeed, I am. I'm not quite sure what you did, but it seems to have worked.
Okay, good.
I didn't see much because you were out of the light, but from the motion overhead, it looked like. Well, should I? Nah, never mind. She can't have bitten you.
I did.
She bit me.
What?
I was unaware.
Yeah, I asked Epiphicus, who I made a contract bond with, and he said about how it can help manage his symptoms, and he just says just bite him. The poison will get it out of the system or something.
Didn't know a pig was freaky like that, but okay.
Speaking of biting, you would see Soren plunge his hand in the bag of holding, take the vial of blood essentially, and just throw it towards Lyric. Here, in case you need a quick snack.
Sorry, you can't see.
You know, considering the pressing situation, I can't help but be curious. What happens if you missed and it breaks on the ground?
That would suck.
It's gonna suck
don't
really,
Well,
you
really
get-
bad.
Well, he makes on purpose not to throw it like a fucking Major League Baseball player.
Well, I have to ask, simply because I think it would be mildly entertaining. if King wants a roll to see if you can throw and catch.
Oh god.
Why would you give him that idea?
Because it sounds funny.
And
Everything
I
passed
want
by
to-
so peacefully.
And I'm the bad one.
Until-
And I'm the bad one for telling DM that if the hag was smart, she would kill someone while I was downed.
I mean, she didn't kill you, so I mean.
I think she already accomplished her goal.
But yeah, essentially, Siren would pass it in a way that Lyric would be guaranteed to get the vial of blood in her hand. Is that better phrasing?
Yeah.
There, in case
Right.
you need a quick snack or whatever, and there's no available bloody target.
I'm hoping that the bite wasn't what initially attracted that thing. I mean the blood wasn't out for too long before I quickly wrapped it up in what I had.
Well,
No, I do not think it was.
yeah, I don't think. Because I'm sorry to say, but you don't look all that big, Marceline, so I don't think your fang would have drawn that much blood to begin with.
No, but it's enough blood for it to taste for my mouth to taste like iron for like a minute or two.
Well, either way, well, at least that's a good news. You actually taste blood as it should be and not like glue.
Nonsense, my blood doesn't taste like
you.
iron. My blood tastes like caramelized carrots.
Imagine
A
if
healthy
that would
eater.
Yeah, imagine if that would actually be fucking canon, though.
King, can that be canon?
Sure, why not?
You want?
There we go.
You want? Okay, changing the answer. It's like. Also, why does your blood taste like carrots?
Does yours not?
No, I
Okay. Wait. Question here,
Acacia.
Marceline. Why the fuck do you know what your blood is like?
Roll me a nature check.
Great. Okay.
But yeah, Siren would.
This is gonna be how the party finds out what Acacia is.
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
Are you a giant
shit.
carrot?
I set the DC at 20 and boom, rolls a DC.
Wow.
Akasha, you remember tasting orange blood, or not necessarily orange blood, but blood that tastes like how he's describing how his blood tastes like. You've only had that blood once in your lifetime. Thanks to someone who's very good at smuggling illegal contraband.
She's gonna keep that information to herself.
And I will tell you what it is.
At this point, Siren would turn to Marceline and. Okay, so more important question: how the fuck do you know what your own blood tastes like, Marceline?
how many times have I been stabbed?
Yeah, but usually when you get stabbed, you put magic on it to heal it. You don't lick it.
Sometimes blood just starts like spilling out my mouth.
I guess that's fair enough. My first encounter.
I mean,
in a
Siren.
I got a taste of my blood when Annabeth like almost lashed me in the throat.
I'm sorry, Marceline, but there's a few things you said that were kind of weird, so I was just wondering.
I don't think it's too strange to know what your own blood tastes like.
I mean,
You get
Have you
punched in
never
the
licked your
face,
thumb
you
if you got a
bleed.
paper cut?
what's a paper cut?
Actually, wait, hold on.
It's when you draw blood on your finger after holding paper and you accidentally scrape the edge.
It must be nice to have access to easy paper.
Quite inconvenient.
Acacius
Hmm.
ponders for a moment before looking at his gauntleted hand. I'm not sure I've ever had a paper cut.
Lucky you.
Honestly,
It
please
hurts,
put
it
a
stings,
piece of
it's
paper.
awful.
It's worse than you think.
Not know what a paper cut
I've had my share.
Well, on the bright side, now I feel what most of you feel when you get burnt. So now I know.
I'm sorry that you got burned.
Don't be sorry, that's a dick.
curiosity, because we confirmed whoever Acacius is has a different tasting blood, does Marceline's blood have a different taste in like typical blood taste?
You're not gonna find out.
You know what? I want to know, what does a
Yeah,
Lara
I suppose you wouldn't know what normal blood tastes like, would you?
Yeah, she would because she was half elf before.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then she's you want see.
Well, anyways, people, enough discussion about blood. We still have 6 hours of travel to do if we go at normal pace. Let's get back on and get going.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
let's
second that motion. Akasha's
Let's go.
gonna stay very far away from Acacius now. Very, very far away.
Oh, what's wrong? Why are you far away from Acacius?
That's probably
Did
not
you
too
guys
different from
find all your
before.
sleep, Jen?
Lara's
Oh, no,
just,
Jen.
Lara is just vibing. Just no thoughts, head empty.
I guess we continue onwards.
How about you, Acacius, stay in the center in case they try to burrow underneath, and I will be near where the barricade is to keep them from coming that way.
I think
Wait,
we're
we're
moving,
about
aren't we?
Yeah, we're moving.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
we were.
Because I think everyone got their long rest, so
Mhm.
we're heading out.
Cool. Let's go quickly.
All right.
How far away are we from the capital?
From the location
6 hours?
we're going to the location, 6 hours, yeah.
If you
Yeah.
sense the eyes again, let me know and I'll cast Pass Without Trace and hopefully we can avoid their detection even if it is for a short while.
By the way,
Okay.
Marceline, Larissa, can your broom and Lorcan increase their pace a little bit, or are they set at a certain one?
Yeah, my broom moves like 50 feet. I think at certain points it becomes 30, but it's typically 50.
Okay,
Lorcan can fly and it's at 60 feet and he can carry one other person other than myself.
Okay, good. So at this point, if we're all mounted, we should be able to go a bit faster than our usual speed, just by maybe.
Tasha,
I don't know.
you're riding.
1/3.
You're riding Marceline's broom, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Akasha's riding her broom.
And then is Lara riding Saren's horse?
Yep, Saber.
Okay, then I'll probably hop on Lorcan then.
Alright.
At this point, just like, yeah, let's just have a bit more brisk of a pace, aka above table, 40 or 50 max feet per round. Just so not to exhaust Marceline's broom. Okay, that sentence sounded weird.
Behold the power of the broom! The power of the magical broom!
Weeping people off their feet.
Onwards.
Let's take a 10 minutes break.
Alright.
Alrighty.
Probably not long.
All of you,
Rapunzel.
Ooh, yes.
make your way.
Making my way.
Sing it.
No.
Oh my gosh, I just read the
Walking fast, paces past, and I'm homebound. There you go.
the sermon, and
Do you recognize it from something
would you
by any chance?
would you like to become an Aedra?
What?
I like that he recognizes it.
Oh, I love Skyrim so much.
Sure. I appreciate that you can recognize what I stole it from.
Okay. As all of you make your way in the daytime, emerging out, you're still technically in the Dark Fae forest. I mean, the whole forest is Dark Fae. But you do come finally to this divine location. Oh, and
Oh.
I hope you all can hear the music.
Yep,
I
it's
have to
playing.
bring it up a whole bunch to hear it.
Yep, it's back.
I keep mine low because if I crank it too way high in the recording, it overpowers everything.
What do you all do? You are all at the bottom of the map.
I'm gonna make a quick perception check to see if I notice anything.
Roll a
anything
perception
interesting.
check.
I think Acacius will also be
Ooh, that's
searching
funny.
around.
Ooh.
Okay.
I guess I'm not needed.
As you look, Marceline, studying the environment, you do see what seems to be an elevated step going up to a stony foundational building. It is again being claimed by the forest as the days go by. This place looks ancient and covered in grime. You do not see any like footprints indicating that probably no one has come here in a very, very long time. The place is very mossy and very damp. It smells like a sick old place. But that is what you see. And you see what seems to be two statues with a crystal in the place of their face. Red crystals. And you see what seems to be the face of a bug. And where the eyes are, it is red crystals. And this door has no handle.
And the don't seem to like be anything. They're just special.
They're definitely magic.
Okay.
Question.
Listen.
Do we not need to bring Artorian? Is that his name?
Altarian?
Altarian with us for this.
From what
This doesn't look like his resting place. He was the desert king. This is not the desert.
Well, from what I understood, if I understood correctly, I might be wrong, but wasn't it we fetch something from here and bring it to him? Or something like that?
Yes. But I was under the impression that his resting place would be in the desert, not here.
Just out of curiosity, Larissa, have you ever heard of a desert in the Fae? Because I haven't.
I have not either.
I mean, I
Perhaps
believe
there's some different purpose here that maybe he will require. Because I was told we would meet Altarian at his previous incarnation's location, or I guess his original incarnation, I should say.
Well, regardless,
Well,
let's
was
go
he
and...
always the Desert King?
Lord Synthana was indeed, as far as what I was told. Have you
Can I
heard
make a
something
religion
differently?
check?
What wasn't okay.
This is not really common knowledge. But oh wait, yes, your background, yes, you can make a religion check. In fact, you get advantage.
That little sneaky.
So that's... There we go,
25.
Okay, with the 25. Oh yeah, oh yeah. You do know of Satana, the polar opposite of Salabana. They are both brothers become enemies, and you do know that Satana's first time, very first time, Salabana killed him. He was buried in the desert that he turned into a forest.
Santana, though he may be known as the Desert King, as I mentioned before, this will be the 88th fight. Well, on the first one, he turned his resting place from desert to forest, and I would suspect that's where we stand now.
Well, regardless, it's useless just sitting around and doing nothing. Larissa went and fetched whatever she needed to open the damn place, so I say why not just go and open it and see what happens.
With the 25, you also know, Cassius, that Satana, he had two patron animals, sphinxes and sunbugs.
Ah.
The sphinxes, the sphinxes abandoned the material plane, and all the other planes completely and disappeared. You have no idea where they went. Salabana may know where they went. You have no idea where the sphinxes went. And then the sunbugs disappeared after after a war between the vampires and the living. This was about 4,000 years ago. 4,000 years ago. I'm just putting it down here. 4,000 years ago, vampire. It's called the undead scourge. That's what they called it. So the undead scourge, basically, it's when the undead came on the living, and it was like a huge, disastrous war on both sides. The only reason the living won is because of the use of sunbugs. But after the vampires lost and were defeated, there was a lot of infighting among the kingdoms for control of the sunbugs. Then all the sunbugs just disappeared. So Larissa having a sunbug is a creature that's not been seen in 4,000 years.
Okay. I guess as we kind of walk through the temple, Acacius is going to be relaying this tale of the undead scourge, and talking about, I guess, the sunbug. And well, I suppose we didn't bring a sphinx here, so let us hope the sunbug's presence alone is enough to open that door.
All right.
Let us go forward and find out.
All right. Tasha, do you want me to? Do you want me to? Do you want to borrow my cloak to like shield you from the light?
Yes, please.
All right. Marceline is just going to pass over her cloak of many fashions, like having it formed in a way that's like longer and like darker, and it's also like thicker, so to decrease any chance that any light passes through, and like give it to her.
Akasha takes it and puts it on quickly. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's do this.
Larissa, are you speaking? If you're speaking, I cannot hear you.
No, I'm not speaking.
Okay, alright, just checking. Okay.
Wait, is Laura still gone?
I just got back.
Okay.
Oh, and also, just a gentle reminder to Sarin, you can only have one horse at a time. Yeah, you can't summon both horses at the same time.
Okay, I wasn't sure if the second one was a summoned one or a different thing.
It's considered your summon.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that.
All right.
Okay. All right. As you approach Larissa, what do you do? And you look at this grand door that goes up nearly 50 to 60 feet from you in height.
I'm going to slowly take off my hood and hold Soul in the palm of my two hands, guiding it towards the door and seeing if its light illuminates anything that is hidden or if it instinctively knows where to go.
You hold up the sunbug, and all four of you begin to see the four crystals, one in each statue, and the two eyes on the main door begin to glow as they recognize the presence of a sunbug. And in the far distance, all of you can hear like deep rumblings in the earth, like a with gears grinding and scraping sounds of ancient bones and mechanisms that have not moved in 5,000 years. As the door begins to open in, gurgling. As the door opens in fully, it is completely pitch black.
Anyone can see in the dark? I'm going to point that it's super dark.
I
Yeah,
can see
can't you?
in the dark.
Yeah.
I have dark vision and special eyes, so I think I should be able to
Yeah.
see.
I've
That's
got dark
dark vision,
vision
but I don't
and
know if I
can
can see through
produce
that.
light, so
Yeah, I have dark
I mean,
vision, but I'm also
The vampire
seeing.
can probably see.
Acacius. Okay. Uh to test something first, Acacius is going to hold out his sword and kind of poke it into the darkness, which his sword emits light. Does it emit light in the darkness?
No,
No?
it gets
Okay.
absorbed. The light gets absorbed in this darkness.
I'm going to
Alright.
outstretch my hand carefully with Soul in it and outstretch it gently towards the darkness. Does the darkness still be dark?
You can see up to 10 feet with Soul's light.
I guess I'll be leading the front with Soul. I can see about 10 feet.
Alright.
Wait just 1 second. Acacius is going to pick a rock from the ground, and he's going to toss it as far into the darkness as he can.
Roll an athletics.
Oof.
Oof.
Okay, you chuck that stone
It goes like 2 feet.
and flies. You just hear like it dropped eventually. Then just rolled a little bit. Maybe a clashing sound of like pottery.
It went decently far then.
Yes, it went decently far.
Okay.
I'm worried about someone getting lost. Should we find a way that we can all stay together?
Buddy system? I don't know.
I'm down for that. Do we have a string perhaps to ensure at least like a thread in the event someone gets separated, they can follow the thread either towards where we may go or out here?
I have rope.
Oh yeah, I have plenty of
As we
that.
all should, I believe.
Oh yeah, I
If
have
you're-
a full on 50 feet worth of rope.
Yeah.
That's not an issue.
I'm going to take
rope.
I'm going to take some of that rope and I'm going to loop it around the waist of Lorcan so that it will lead to wherever Larissa is with Lorcan, as they will be leading the front.
I guess Acacius will follow behind.
Not to be that guy, but I think it would be wise for me to go in there riding on back of Fury now with it, given what we know about them.
I just hope what's waiting for us on the other side is not malicious as the archhag.
Well, you bring up a good point. Maybe one of us should stay back in case something shows up out here.
This is a holy place. I do not think we have such worries.
A holy place
Same
that
as
has
last
been
word.
yeah, a holy place that has been abandoned for centuries, by the looks of it.
And yet, nothing of omen has taken root here
Well,
in this inner courtyard.
nothing you can see, and as those words exit Saren's mouth, divine sense. 60 feet from Saren, any fiends, celestial, or undead, I'll be able to ping. If they're not behind full cover.
Okay.
I'll make your life easier, King. There, the green circle is the 60 feet from Saren.
Okay. What do you all do?
Enter
With
carefully.
Sol leading the way, I'm gonna follow Sol.
Yeah.
I start walking in very carefully.
We're all attached to the rope, so.
I think what would happen is probably Saren would stay outside and hold the other end of the rope, just making sure, like, okay, if you're ever in trouble, just tug the rope twice or whatever. If I feel it going loose, I know something is wrong, and I'm gonna go in there trying to assist you if I can.
I
We'll
get
give
the
5
feeling
sharp tugs for you to follow suit if everything is well.
Yeah, that works for me.
I get the feeling we'll need a lot more than 50 feet of rope for that.
Saren would
I'm going to attach my rope as well to make
So
it 100 feet.
we all compile our ropes. We should all have one, I think, unless you used yours at the start.
No, I haven't used mine at least.
I don't think I have rope actually.
Oh, yes.
Hold on, I'm looking.
That's
part of a basic adventuring tool.
Yeah, it's an adventuring kit.
Nope, I don't have rope.
Oh gosh.
Neither does Akasha. She does
Oh
not have
no!
rope.
Yeah, it's part of adventuring gear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what does it know
I
like carrying rope
chose
around?
like
No.
I don't even know, like, it's not the adventurous gear. It's the nerd gear.
Oh dear.
So we have maybe 150 feet of rope then?
Guaranteed that much.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, let's hope that's all.
I think Elara also has rope, but I'm not 100% sure.
Are you all like holding on to it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've attached to Lorcan, so that's who's leading it.
Awesome.
And then on
So you
Tutog,
all
that's when Saren would
begin
follow
to.
suit.
As you all begin to make your way into the dark. Going into the dark, it is uncomfortable. This is not like a darkness that all of you are familiar with. Your senses don't work here. Your limited perception is entirely dependent on it's entirely dependent on this creature in front of you. And as you all hold on to the rope. Larissa, your arms getting tired holding the sunbug. You walk with Lorcan, and you start to realize that you are going through a hallway. I would like, because you can only see up to about 10, 15, the most, like 15 if you really squint your eyes. Who is the who is the two that is behind Larissa? Because you're kind of walking in a straight line. So it would be Larissa, then someone, and another person behind.
It's Acacius and
I'm-
Marceline,
All right.
judging by the order on here.
And just another friendly reminder that I have blind sight for 10 feet.
Yep.
I love that I have blind sight for 10 feet. It makes me so happy.
I don't know if my special eyes will do anything here, but it's something.
Okay. I would like each of you to roll me a perception or investigation check as you walk. If you're touching the wall, roll investigation.
Okay.
I am not, so.
I'm not.
Oof.
Oh,
Oh, that's good.
So my total is a 15,
That's
but it was
20.
a nat 1. So
Oof.
do with that as you will, King.
I rolled a 20.
Nice.
Okay. Let's see what everybody rolled.
I'm being punished for my willingness to do perception checks.
I'll give you my inspiration.
Marceline got a 20, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's up to you if you want to try and roll something higher, but then Alara did get a 27.
Yeah,
I
I feel like you guys got it covered for this one. We might as well save
Okay,
it for.
then I'll save the
It's real
inspiration.
good.
Yeah.
I have 2 inspirations. So I'm not worried.
Okay. Give me a second. There we go. There we go. Okay, so with your roll, as you all are observing, we're going to do 27, 24, 14, 16, 21. Okay, so with
I
all
only have a
your
15.
rolls, 15, okay. With your dark hallway, you all begin to see what seems to be drawings, artworks on the walls, telling and describing a story. And with everybody's roles and with assistance from Soul Light, most of you make out the story. Lara, Larissa, Akasha, and Marceline make up most of it. Cassius, you grasp about 80% of everything that is on the wall. What you all learn from the descriptions is description seems to show a being of light producing 4 creatures, and each creature has eyes all over them. They seem to be drawn like very angelic beings, 4 of them, just covered in eyes everywhere. And then it begins to show from one of these creatures with many eyes. She takes on a feminine form, and upon taking the form, it shows she then has 3 children. One, a hooded figure in white robe. Another, a beautiful maiden in white and orange robes. And a third child. He seems to be wearing more white and green color robes. And then it continues to show this feminine figure, this feminine angelic being, kills one of the original 4 creatures this very powerful being made. The drawing seems to depict her taking a dagger and stabbing it into this little ball of light, killing it on the spot. And then it shows in the next scene what seems to be like a fight between her and this robed white creature that is supposed to be like her child. It's like a fight between the two of them, and they have their own supporters and everything. And eventually this hooded robe white figure defeats her, casting her out along with all her followers. Then you see the place that he throws her is a place burning with endless fire. And then the next scene shows how, even though this creature was defeated, she still was like pulling on strings throughout the cosmos. And it starts to show this white robed figure starts to attack the figure that is wearing robes that is white and green color. And this hooded white figure kills this green robed figure. And each time you all just can count in the drawings. You count about 6 times, and in each time this white robed figure kills the green robed figure, the color of this white robed figure begins to change from like white to darker white, to a sickly white. Then it becomes gray, then it becomes a shadow color. Whereas for the green robed figure, his form always seems to change every single time they fight. It's like in one form he is wearing robes of green, in the next form he has a sword in his hand, in the next form he's fighting with a bow, in the next form he is fighting with a whip. But each one ends the same way, with the white robed figure that slowly is turning color, becoming victorious.
Dramatic pause.
Would Acacius be able to pick out that one of them is supposed to be Salabana?
I would say that is up to your character to decide.
I feel like he may not realize that it's Synthana in all the transformations, but I think he definitely realized that Salabana is the one getting darker and darker and darker. More shadow-like. So yeah, he's gonna comment on that. And you can see Salabana's, well, he's been busy. So this other figure, who do you believe are all the champions that keep challenging him?
I can only assume it is Lord Synthana. I cannot see anyone else vying the attention so drastically from Lord Salabana other than Lord Synthana himself in his incarnations. But this seems very extensive.
I suppose what baffles me is how severe the form changes seem to be. You said one of them was like a bull, right?
Perhaps Lord Synthana is closest to his original form in his current incarnation? Or at least I hope so.
I have no idea. It is kind of worrying to think it. I know this doesn't matter considering what Salabana's done. He's done. Did he truly wanted to do all of that, or was that all of, or was all of that done because she has been manipulating him the entire time?
That is a question only he can answer. Maybe we'll get the chance to ask. Or at least Lord Synthana might.
Okay, can I make a religion check on that?
Yeah. I will say you can set the DC for yourself to see if he understands or not.
I'm gonna say no. I would have said 15 to do it. Or wait, to understand the painting or to understand whether or not Salabana is doing things willingly? Because that's what I wanted to make a check on.
Oh, that was what you wanted to. I would say you would not. You have no way of knowing this.
Okay. Alright, that's fine then. I suppose we'll keep walking then.
Yeah, I mean, there's a chance it's a mix of both. From what I read in a book, all three of her children weren't treated kindly because the other dogs and goddesses, it was basically a sense of the father situation. They were still upset at what she did, so they've inflicted some of it onto them. Or at least that's from what I read.
Tale as old as time. Literally.
Let's keep going.
Yeah.
All right.
As you all keep going, eventually you reach what seems to be a dead end. And you see what seems to be like a ledge, Larissa, on the floor.
I'm going to crouch to inspect the latch.
It seems like something you have to pull up.
Acacias, just be ready. I'm going to open this. Let's hope nothing pops out. Are you ready?
Aye.
Should we make sure it's not a trap?
Well, that's kind of what I'm warning about you, Marceline.
Okay.
Just be ready. I'm going to pull up on 3. 1, 2, and on 3 she opens it. Maybe nothing happened.
You pop the latch open and nothing happens.
I guess we will continue downwards.
Right.
Is there a stairwell or is it just like a drop?
There is stairs. There's a large, elaborate circular stairs that goes deeper into the ground.
I will follow those stairs with Soul on my shoulder, given my arms are tired.
As you continue to walk down, you all walk down for about sorry, I'm just sending a message to one of the players. As you all continue to walk down the spiral, I will move you all to the map. And now you can see in regular darkness.
I'm just gonna ask this because I need to know. Has the rope lasted this long so far?
No, it's not.
Oh
So,
dear.
at a certain point, we've run out of rope. So, Saren,
Which means
upon
Sarin either got pulled with us or not, because I'm assuming Lorcan would overpower Sarin in a game of tug of war.
Yes, it would.
which
But the
what
moment
what do
the
you
moment
choose?
the moment the rope ran out, Saren would be at the end of that rope until tugged.
Okay.
Because he's smarter than that to know to just let go of the rope.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I
The
suppose we'll
moment
probably.
But yes, he's 150 feet behind you at most.
Okay.
the moment you all get down, all of you can hear shrieking sounds all throughout the
here.
caverns. You all very quickly realize that crawlers do not know that you are here yet.
I'm going to give a very quick look to Acacius and whisper, we should ask Sarin to come up forwards. I don't want him to be ambushed by these things.
Acacia is gonna kind of start tugging, but not in like a 5 tugs manner, but kind of like a pulling the rope closer and closer to him.
So cutting the loose essentially.
Yeah, cutting the slack. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. turn with, that's not normal. And then you would make Fury trot a bit faster. Not full on speed, full speed, but enough
Can
that
the horse fit down the staircase?
Good question.
Yes. Yes, yes.
Well, the same question should apply to Lorcan too, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they're the same size category. I'm assuming anyway.
The map is a little bit wonky, but yes, it is possible for them to come down.
But yeah, essentially
Excellent.
you would trot like mid pace probably. So just to cut the distance as that happens. So what happened to Tug, Danger, and you know what? Doesn't matter.
There are a lot of those things down here.
Yeah.
They seem to have burrowed their way in, but
So
I guess they did not bother burrowing to the top.
yeah. So we clear them, or we deal with what we have and we go away. What's the plan here?
I hope we can pass quietly without disturbing them. They don't want to engage in a large fight.
You said they are attracted by light, right?
I would imagine so. Honestly, I didn't have too much of an interaction other than running.
Well, maybe it's for the best that Fury stay put right here for the moment.
Well, we could certainly try to pass by them without a trace, but does anyone actually know where we need to go?
Do I know where to go, King?
There is roots and trees growing here. There is what seems to be like an altar table, and there seems to be a door over here.
Ah. Shall we? I will go investigate this tree. Perhaps nature will guide us through. Alara, would you like to join me?
Yes, I will join you.
I'm going to do a
Okay,
nature.
she's
Oof.
Okay.
20.
Yes, Alara.
With the tree growth that is here, you can tell this is a very sickly, corrupted tree. But the tree feels divine. When you look through Larissa, you see over here what seems to be a beautiful sword, shimmering in blue and gold color. It's just rested here on a pedestal. The room, other than the sword and the altar here, the altar seems to be that of a man wearing a crown. And the door over here is gated shut.
One plus one, I think above table. I know whose sword that is.
I feel the sword is important, but I'm afraid to go alone.
All right, let's go.
hold on one moment. How far through the roots? Like, could you theoretically reach through the roots?
No. The whole root
No.
is 5 feet thick.
Okay. But would you so the roots
Wait a
are 5
minute.
feet thick. You say you can see through them, but I'm curious, like, does that mean if say there was two people on both sides, they could theoretically pass something between each other?
Let me check something.
Or would you say it's too thick
You
for
can
that?
you can chuck it, yes.
Anyone got a
Okay.
hook?
Acacius is
plan.
going to Acacius is going to peer inside. You know, And he's gonna ding his little chest plate. My friend could get it in there rather easily. If you want that sword, Saren.
Well, I'm assuming Larissa, or whoever saw it, described the sword.
Mhm.
Well,
That'd be
I-
Alara.
Acacius, far from me to make assumption, but did we not just meet a hag that said that she knew where your lord's sword was?
Unfortunately, that's in the plane of lust.
Ah. Well, given this blade has made a deal with me, I can't very much betray it, but I have magic that would, as long as I can see in there, get in there and out pretty easily. Without damaging
I
the
believe
blade.
I have
I can poop
if I can
in there
see it.
too, can't I?
Misty step, and it only requires me to see the damn thing. The damn spell entity.
I do have identify, so I can tell us exactly what that sword is.
Sure.
Yeah, but the thing is, isn't identify like touch range?
Oh, it is touch. You're right. Damn.
Do you want me to investigate it with my eyes?
Perhaps I'll move out of the way so Marceline can look.
Alright, Marceline's
While
just gonna do it.
While Marceline's doing that, Acacius is gonna walk over to the altar, and he's gonna offer a prayer to Synthana. And in short, his prayer is going to be asking for light. And for a guiding light in the darkness.
I'm now wondering how that would.
You pray, nothing happens.
Fair enough. Well, you know, you can't expect something to happen every time.
Should I go with perception or an investigation?
What are you trying to investigate?
The sword, like what are its vibes other than like divine?
Looking with her eyes of a specialty kind of deal.
If you are looking, it's perception.
Okay. I was gonna get a bad one
Oh.
eventually. I'll use inspiration. Another
I'm gonna
advantage.
guidance you.
All right, thank you. Oh, okay.
Oh God.
Well, it's a 13.
Plus
Plus.
It's fully.
Roll a
Gaseous.
d4.
Oh,
Oh, I mean, I can do it if you want.
okay, it's a 15.
Sweet.
With a 15. The sword is clearly teeming with power. Otherworldly divine power that I've not really seen before. The magical signature feels like, it looks like a combination of when you see Ainwa and when you saw Salabana.
Ah.
Huh. Marceline is
If you
going
d-
to, with message, just to avoid any risk of ordering these. She is going to cast a message to everyone else, basically describing what she saw.
Is that message one target only?
She's just going. It's a cantrip, so she can just do it to a bunch of people. It just takes time.
You know what?
Okay.
Misty step.
You can't do it to everyone at once, but
Oh, I was gonna do my
Saren.
Raven Crink thing.
Saren, you misty step, and you try to misty step, and then you get flung
Ah, fuck.
all the way into this wall. And you take
Guys, magic's not a good idea.
48 bludgeoning damage.
Really not a
As you
bad good
rocket
idea.
to the wall as there's a loud boom, and you all hear the shrieks, shrieking.
No.
Why would she do that?
Why? Because one way or another, there was somebody that was trying to get in that room using some kind of magical means.
Roll
have to
me,
wonder how
Sarin,
mine was.
a 1d20.
With magic. What is wrong?
I'm tempted to try it myself because
Okay.
mine's not technically magic, but
Thing is, if it's not
I
a
think
question
King
of
would have
magic,
thought of that.
yeah, the thing
Yeah,
is,
right.
if it's not about
I think King
magic
might have
and
thought about that one.
if it's not about magic and more, I don't want you to be in this room.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how.
Well, see, for other reasons, especially if it's giving off the feeling Marceline is going on, I could see why it might be justifiable for me to be able to go in, but I'm not going to chance it.
So, King, you said you wanted somebody to roll you a d20?
Yes, roll me d20.
Yeah, fuck.
Okay,
God.
a 5. Okay, okay.
It's not a one.
Yep. You slam into the wall and that's about it. As nothing happens. As the shrieking continues on, crawlers you can tell are all communicating, trying to figure out what's happened, where is it happening.
I'd like to make perception checks to see all possible entry points into the room, like tunnels they might have carved or doorways they might have seen.
With a restricted view of the room.
Well, I'm gonna like quickly jump around the room because we have normal vision in here, right? Well, dark vision.
Yes, yes.
Oh yeah, so I'm
Your
just gonna kind of look around.
Your dark vision works here.
Yeah, so I'm gonna she's gonna quickly dash around the room and look for any possible entry points.
Here. Number
Is
one.
that the only one? There's not like. I was gonna make a perception check to see if there's any like tunnels they've dug.
There's no tunnels in this room, at least for sure.
Oh.
There's no tunnels.
Okay. Okay, so that means there we can at least watch the one entrance while Saren heals up.
Alright. Marceline is going to, real quick, not with any magic, she's just going to like hold her hand into like the room and see if there's like any form of like force, like forcing her arm away.
You can put your hand in, nothing happens.
Okay, thing is, because of what just happened, Saren would lay on hands for 1 point first, see how that reacts. Does it go through?
Nothing happens.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect. He pumps all 30 points in healing.
Okay.
I'm missing a spell.
Marceline is then going to like place like her foot in just very carefully.
Yeah, nothing happens.
Be careful.
I'm gonna position my broom in a way like if I get flung back, it'll like I'll land into it. It'll still hurt, but it won't make a massive boom. She's going to slowly like step by step walk in and see what happens.
The vines come alive and grab you and throw you back out.
Okay.
It would seem only Lord Synthana may enter, perhaps.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Okay, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds at a 2nd level on Saren.
Thank you. I was almost back up.
Wait, is that 2nd level? I think so. Boop.
Yep, it is 2nd level.
15.
Thank you very much. That should bring me
That
almost
should
back to full.
basically.
Yeah, basically back to
And
full.
then I will
Don't worry
tap
about
you for the rest. With lay on hands.
Okay, which would require. Wait, it's 109. My max is.
Although
Give me a
mark
moment,
our
I'm calculating. 12. 3. I just need 3 points and I'm back at full.
Okay. Where do I mark off the spell slots I've used? Oh, yeah, I see it now. There you go. Okay, and then 3 of my lay on hands.
Thank you, Acacius.
Wakey, wakey, Saren.
Yeah, thank you, Acacius. That hurt like a bitch. Listen to the wise. Don't try to teleport in there.
I
Understood.
I don't think it'll allow us to enter. I've tried entering it. It flew me into like my broom caught it. So I mean,
Right.
caught me. So
Marceline, you literally saw me in full plate getting flung across the room, trying to get in there, and you tried to do it again.
not teleporting. I wasn't like going far in. I was just seeing how like if there's a like reason it's not letting us in.
On the bright side, she didn't take damage. It seems if you go in naturally, it will not harm you as much. Or at all.
Well, let's not test that assumption.
Well, I think our only option is to progress forwards.
Agreed.
Yeah.
At least what we know from here is that these creatures do not seem to be able to enter from this room. So they should only be in front of us. A subtle comfort.
Well,
Very
if that's
well.
if that's the case, I think I should probably lead as mounted on this one here. It would be hard for me to charge at them if I'm behind someone.
Or you could lure them and incapacitate them.
They come in a horde, unfortunately. It's a swarm tactic.
Well, if they do horde through these hallways, I agree with Akasha.
Well, I have this vial of blood that they said that they were attracted to, and I have hypnotic pattern. If they're all looking, then they'll be incapacitated.
Fair
As
enough.
long as we don't.
Fair enough, Acacia. Although this is a sacred place, I'm not so sure dropping my blood, which is clearly of infernal heritage, would be a great idea in a sacred place.
This is a sacred place that is infested with undead.
Fair point.
All right. We need to be as quiet as we can. So, how many people know? Does everyone have? How many people has message spell?
Might just be you.
Yep, sounds like it so far.
I think we were discussing luring the creatures to us and killing them as they push through this choke point.
Well, if they're attracted by light, this might sound stupid, but I'm pretty sure a horse walking on this pavement or even just running through this pavement will make enough sound to attract them.
Yes, but it won't put them in a frenzy. We need all of them at once.
I don't have a spell that would go through all of them like a lightning bolt. I don't have Witch Bolt. That would take out quite a number of them all at once, as they are all in a straight line. Does anyone have something similar?
Well, Elara does have Thunderbolt, I think. Or Thunder Wave or something like that, I think.
I also have Thunder Wave.
Above table, because I wasn't sure. I tried to describe this earlier, but depending on if these guys are CR1 or not, if I use a channel divinity and they fail, they will die. Just anyone within 30 feet of them will just die if they're undead. And under CR1. Now, I don't know if they are CR1, so I could try and do it and it could possibly completely fail. But I'm guessing if it's a horde tactic, it is most likely they individually are probably not that strong.
They are decently, I would almost say around that, but maybe one up. It's a gamble, to say the least. They're hard to hit.
They are hard to hit.
Well, it's a wisdom saving throw on their part, so I don't think they're very wise.
Okay.
It's a possibility, or Oh God, I just thought of something. Yeah, let me look at this real quick. Okay. Okay, so this is 60 feet long. Okay, so
I could
wall of
ride the
fire.
lightning towards them.
Yeah,
That would
yeah.
give out a lot of damage to whomever
Wall
is
of
in
fire
that line.
while they are inside of the corridor. Wall of fire.
If
Ooh.
we want to wait like 10 minutes or so, I can do hallucination rain and just do something with that.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they're not actively pushing us, I assume we've got a bit of time. So we could
Yeah.
just stand by prepared, and you could start, prepping stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but then the
agreed.
question is, how do we attract them?
Well, I think
I will
you
break
already
this
said how.
Oh
the
yeah,
floor.
you're right. My bad.
I'm gonna
that blunt force trauma is still messing with my head, I think, a little bit.
I feel like you've had a lot of blunt force trauma to the head recently.
Yeah. I do have a magical item that Acacius and Natasha aren't aware of that, depending on the situation, I might have to use.
Would it fry me to a crisp?
No, and it's the opposite of sunlight, basically.
Oh yeah, I'll be fine.
Not
Let's not
basically.
let's not exert all of
I
the
don't-
powerful magic now. Who knows, we might have to face another of those archhag or something worse when we're getting out.
Ugh.
I hope
You're
that
right.
I'm wrong, but let's not forego the
Yeah,
possibility.
I would have used it if you didn't come back with a flaming horse.
I wasn't worried. All of you were there. I knew you could handle her. But it was nice to have been brought back.
And what is this item that is the opposite of light?
I know you're not talking. Oh, let me be quiet.
Dimitri gave it to me before we went into Cold Harbor, and I used it when we were officially taking down Wallet Wall.
You mean the shard of Shar?
Yes,
What
Just don't
did
overuse
you
it.
just say?
I know.
I'm always gonna have a conniption. Somebody take cover.
Answer me, Larissa.
Hmm?
What did you just say?
The shard. It is something that Dimitri had gifted Marceline to aid us in our fight against a Morlock Ball.
No. Whose shard?
I'm going to turn to Marceline. It is the shard of Shar.
Why? Why would Dimitri have? Why would he have a shard of a goddess of the Shadowfell?
I don't know.
Larissa is going to be very tight-lipped.
Acacius is going to hold out his hand. Let me see it. And his hand is shaking. Like.
Marceline is just going to carefully open the.
Not with anger, though.
It's like Marceline's trying to carefully open the chest and like hold the shard. I only use it for emergencies.
Are you going to hand it to him?
Like Marceline is just like still like holding it, but don't let him touch it.
You see with your eyes, Acacius.
He's just kind of like shaking all over, and he's gonna kind of reach out, and he's going to touch the shard, and he is going to use the same thing Saren's been using, Divine Sense. My question though for you, King, being as vague as possible, is it who he thinks it is?
Well, technically it's an object and not a creature, so I don't think it would get picked up, but who knows.
You can put up the divine sense. Presence of strong evil resistance senses. Good ring only means the connection. You. No location of any celestial fiend. It's
Basically, he in part doesn't
odd.
actually believe this is the Shard of Shar.
It is odd to you because it feels divine, but it also feels like odor, familiar odor.
Then, if it feels familiar, then Acacius is going to try and snatch it from Marceline.
Oh, Akasha's
Marceline's
right
just
there.
going to
He's
like,
not letting that happen.
Marceline's just going to like pull it away and like put it back in the chest. It's like, I'm aware of the risks associated with this.
This has nothing to do with risks. Give it to me.
Back off. Now.
Out of my way, bloodsucker.
Make me Shadow Kai.
Guys, shut up. I'm aware of how dangerous this item is, and which is why I only use it for emergency.
Acacius is going to rip off his mask.
Oh my.
And yeah, I sent it to King somewhere, and then I gotta find out on my own site.
Yep, you can put the image in.
Where is it? Okay. He's going to rip off his mask. Actually, I suppose if his hood's still up. Fuck it. Yeah, he's going to rip off his mask. He's going to stare at you. This has nothing to do with danger. This has nothing to do with curses. Give me my mother.
Your mom?
At this point, he is very violently angry.
Well, fuck. I have daddy issue, but
Marceline, Marceline is just going to hesitantly, hold the shard out.
Acacius is going to snatch it from her, and just kind of stare at it a little bit, before just kind of I'm gonna say this. I pre-planned this before we ended up in this this crypt. I decided I was gonna do this, so be damned, this is what's gonna happen. Acacius is going to start casting spells on it, healing spells, curse breaking spells, any spell he can think of to try and, in his head, fix his mother. I'm going to assume none of them actually work, of course. But he's going to burn through every single one of his spell slots. Doing this.
Acacius.
actually,
If you're gonna try and physically stop me, let me know, and I'll roll to see how many I actually burn through.
No, not physically. Command. With the command stop. Wisdom 17 saving throw.
Okay.
You motherfucker. I know it wouldn't probably work because with fucking cleric, but I had to try.
Yeah. Alright. Then in that case, if that's
Just
going to
gonna
be the
turn and
only
smash the
option,
shards on him.
You know what? Hold on. I have suggestion as a Yuan-Ti.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
as-
have a suggestion.
the thing with suggestion, it has to be reasonable to the person. Otherwise, it won't work whatsoever.
Marceline is going to quickly explain like her first interaction with Shard when she attuned to the shard for the first time. Basically, she's just mentioned your mom said I made the right choice when I first attuned to it. I'm concerned that burning all of your spell slots in this situation is not a good idea. I don't know if that
The
made
mom
any sense.
boy isn't thinking clearly, quite obviously, and it's gonna get us killed because of it.
Acacius,
alright, third
we
level slots
will
are
figure out how
gone.
to fix your mother later. Save your spells.
Give me a persuasion check.
Well, she casted suggestion, I think, is what she's doing. Well,
I mean, I can just. I mean, it'll be easier with persuasion.
Oh, it's a wisdom save. Oh, it's hang on. I didn't see there was a wisdom save for that too.
Yep.
I mean,
It's less powerful than
I mean-
command, but
Okay, Marceline is not holding the shard. She's still attuned to it, right?
I think so.
Okay. I'm gonna roll a
Okay.
persuasion check then.
that's just 15 feet though.
Oh god. 13? Does that work for you?
And I think that would be.
For your sake?
I'm trying to think of rolling something against that. I would innately say no though.
No, it's up to you.
He's yeah. I'd
normally
say
I
no.
let characters set their own DC. Yeah, you can say no. Yeah.
I hope
Um,
that this won't hurt too much, but at this point, like, command failed, Marceline attempt failed.
Hold on, I'll try something. It'll be more out of spite than anything, but Casey, if you let yourself lose your control and composure in front of a bloodsucker, really? It's kind of low of you.
Ouch. That almost sounds like a vicious mockery attempt there.
That was my persuasion roll.
I'll
21.
accept that one. Acacius will kind of freeze a little bit before heaving a heavy sigh. You are correct.
Broken
This-
clock is right twice a day.
Seriously, Acacius, do you really think your mother would want you to put yourself at risk by exhausting your magical resources?
I don't understand. How long has she... How long have you had her? Oh, sorry, my mic didn't... Oh.
Her abilities. I was planning on returning this to Dimitri, but he let me keep a part of her. Considering I'm attuned to it, do you want me to try to contact her in order to gain some more information?
I didn't even know she was... I thought she was still... Does he even know how this happened to her?
Marceline is just going to lift her arms up and ready, see if Acacius needs a hug.
Acacius is basically he looks broken. He's basically not moving. His arm, he's got the shard in his hand, but he's kind of hanging limply. Aside from that,
At this point, Saren would raise his voice. Acacius, you're in the middle of enemy territory. Get a hold of yourself.
More howlings can be heard.
There'll be time for question later, Acacius. We have a job to do.
We can ask more questions afterwards, but for now, it's more important that we get out of here. This can wait. What waits for us out there will not wait for us to resolve this.
Alright, but I can't promise I'm in a mental state for anything right now.
As long as
Take it out on the little creepers.
King, I'd like to request that I roll any save for the rest of the day at disadvantage.
Sure.
As Acacius is
Ooh.
just completely torn up.
sounds about right. But at this point, Acacius, just focus on not dying.
Larissa is at actually, no, she's going to do this at 4th level. She's going to cast Aid.
Nice.
She's going to choose Sarin, Acacius, and Akasha. You will have an increase of the 15 hit points. For 8 hours.
If only I had actually prepared calm emotions.
It's because you're not thinking rationally. I feel like this extra is going to give you wiggle room.
Oh, and in
Either for recklessness or for disadvantage.
In the attempts to stop him, I burned through 2nd and 3rds, so I still have my 4th, 5th, and 1st. But
Okay, at
Okay.
least it's not.
I'm 6 slots down at this point.
Marceline is just gonna be like, "Can I hold your mother?"
I don't think Acacius is gonna let you hold his mother. I'm gonna be honest here.
So Larissa, aid is both to current and maximum, right?
This is 15 for that, yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure that it affected both.
No, I'll display it in the chat.
And current hit points. Okay,
Well,
thank
that
you.
certainly explains a bit. Acacius, I will make a promise to you. Cross my heart, hope to die. I'll keep your mom safe and and I'll help you figure out what happened. I promise.
He stares at you with his like burning purple eyes. Fine. But I want her back when we're done here.
Okay. I've been storing the shard in the chest because I thought she'd appreciate being in darkness. Was that not the right thing to do?
Don't know. I don't know what she can see, what she can sense, what she can feel. I didn't even know she was dead.
I don't know
But
if she even
my
is.
mother didn't despise the light when I was young. So, maybe not.
Okay.
It may not be.
Let me know if any of my let me know if my voice isn't being picked up by my mic.
No, it was.
It is.
It might not be a lot, Acacius. It might not mean much to you, but from my own personal experience, losing a parent can be a difficult journey. There's no easy way out of it. But look around you. You have people to lean on now. You're not alone.
Saren, this is more than just finding out my mother is dead. My lord is missing. my mentor is gone. Now, this is just the icing on the cake. And for all I know, this whole time, ever since she let me first start adventuring, she could have been dead. This whole time.
Don't think like
When
that,
I was
Odysseus.
thinking about fulfilling the promise I made to tell her all the stories and all the places I visited, she was being murdered. Such a fucking failure. And he kind of gives like a pathetic laugh afterwards.
Well,
That's gonna be all he says for the rest of this bit.
okay. So what's the plan now? Making still the same thing, or did we change the scenario here?
I don't see what else we can do other than that.
Yeah, if they manage to pass the threshold where I'm positioned, I'll be in position to charge them at the very least if they make it past that all the way.
I would have done a tidal wave. However, I would imagine they're very dexterous, so it would be very disadvantaged of me to do so.
Well, there's no time like the present.
All right, so I'm breaking the blood vial then.
Do you want me to cast plant overgrowth through that 60 feet? So their movements will be slowed, so we can hopefully catch a bunch of them.
But won't that be fire?
Pardon?
Wasn't that supposed like to be fire? So the plant overgrowth wouldn't that just burn away?
That's okay. This could be a temporary measure to slow them down, and they'll catch fire on top of it all while being stuck.
I mean, that works for me.
This will take 100-foot radius, so perhaps I can make it travel the path, and then onwards an additional 40.
Sounds good. We need to slow them down as much as possible.
Okay, then I'll make the line. Oh, it won't let me. Oh, there it is. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Oh no, it won't stop.
You know, you
There
could
we go.
just make a line and make it linger too.
You know
Also,
what?
if
It
you-
was too late. Oh, it's 150 feet. Never mind. That's going to be a very long growth. Thank you.
Well, no, the range is 150 feet. The plants are in a 100-foot radius, I think.
Ah, okay.
If there's something already in the 60 foot, we can place it here and start it onwards.
Mm-hmm.
Choose a point where all normal plants in a 100-foot radius centered on the point becomes thick and overgrown. Okay, but that's the thing. The phrasing of the spell, though, it's like you have to have plants in the area already by the phrasing of it. But
I mean, there's moss, there's roots.
Plants.
yeah, fair enough. But yeah, he was correct. It was 100.
Here, I'll stand even into this corner so I can reach the full 100-foot radius properly.
So, did you want just to do the whole hallway or the?
This would be my 100-foot.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it says you can omit a few things. You can exclude one or more areas of any size within the spell area from being affected. So yeah, you could just affect.
Oh, that's
I'll
nice.
unaffect where we stand.
So you're centering it on yourself, or?
Yes.
Linger, circle.
Just like this box is not included.
Yeah, we'll exclude our little box.
Fuck, you know what? I'll do it this way because that
Oh,
will
Yeah.
that's not right. That's not right at all.
There.
Damn, we got flashbacks.
I should have changed the color, but whatever.
It's
I
okay.
should have taken notes when Naira was making the flashback.
There we go. We should all have a protection temporarily at the very least as they come in. So I would align ourselves as needed.
All right, everybody get in position before I smash this thing, please.
So
Okay.
in position to charge
Right.
at the first one that passed through the threshold.
Casey's standing by to ignite the hallway. Oh, he is, He's definitely out of it.
Larissa's going to offer a very quick prayer to Lady Gaia and apologizing to Lady Ainwa for burning the plants that are going to be in this area.
Okay.
And Akasha smashes the blood vial on the ground as loud as she can make it.
Okay.
You know what? Actually, no, because now fuck. Where the fuck would I place myself now? Just one square down, just so that I don't run over Acacia's by accident.
So, Larissa, question.
Mm-hmm.
Your plant growth. Does it grow on walls?
That's a very good question.
I think if there are plants on the wall, it does.
I would imagine only if there's plants there, because it just says on a point become thick and overgrown. It doesn't specify whether or not it would, but it does specify vitality into plants within a specific area.
But the thing too, like it specify all normal plants. So.
I don't know if these are all divine plants or what. I'm hoping they're regular plants. At least some parts are.
And you can exclude the
Okay.
radiuses, so you could make it just kind of function in the hallway, couldn't you?
Yes, it's going to be specific to anywhere that isn't our little box.
Okay.
Dangerous.
I'll amend it once we clear the area.
The one thing you start to realize, Larissa, while you're covering the spell, in this place, there's hardly any plant other than like minor roots here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Your spell goes off. The entire ground is covered in plant growth. And then those who are nearest to the hallway, which is Acacia's, Marceline, and Akasha, all three of you can hear scuttling sounds very fast as the swarm approaches. And give me a second. And then those of you can see here.
I wanted to ask if we could prepare an ambush to have us.
Ooh, let
I
me.
believe that was the intention here. Is we're planning an ambush for as soon as they get into the hallway, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I assumed I
um,
assumed as much. Akasha and Marceline, as you two are looking straight inside, this is when you realize they're running on the walls.
They're on the walls.
Akasha's gonna yell to Acacius and everybody else, shut your eyes now. Shut them.
I'm
And
closing
she will
mine and
cast-
telling Lorcan to do the same.
She will cast
Okay.
hypnotic pattern into the hallway.
Marceline's also covering her eyes.
Ooh, roll the hypnotic pattern.
It's see, it's 30 feet and it's a range of 120 feet. But the roll for them is wisdom 17.
Let's see. 1, 2, 6 of them, 7 of them. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oh, 1 crit. The other fail. Ooh, all fail except the very first one that dashes into the room, escaping the hypnotic pattern. Akasha, why don't you describe your hypnotic pattern?
Let's see. It kind of looks like she's casting what was it? I can't remember again. Like the starry light cantrip, the one where it's like dancing lights. It looks like dancing lights, but then they keep swirling into a hypnotic like pattern, and it goes down the hallway.
Do I get to open my eyes now?
Very nice.
Yep, we got one
As
right now.
one crawler comes into the room, as Marcy and Cases, you both open your eyes. What do you do?
Is the damn thing on the floor or still on the wall?
It's on the wall, yes.
Okay. Just making sure because if it
So-
would have been on the floor.
I'd like to double check something about Wall of Fire. It doesn't say I need to do it in a straight line, right? Just 60 feet long, right?
Yeah, you can put it in any. Yep.
So I could do, hang on. Like, so each is 5, so 5, 10, 15. I think here. I think that's 60. 5, 10, 15, 20.
We can't see.
Oh, sorry, hang on. No, I was drawing freehand.
Oh, the white line? That white line?
Yeah, I think
Okay,
it actually
okay.
is. I think it can actually go up one more. So there. So it'll be along. It'll kind of arc around the entrance itself, along the
Okay.
walls and on the main entryway. And he's gonna cast that at 4th level.
Okay.
So I guess no one's standing in it, or is this guy technically standing in it? Probably not, right?
No, he's not. He made it
Yeah,
past.
yeah.
It was very fast.
Yeah, okay, so I guess I don't need to roll yet, do I? Because no one's in it.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's
One's in
gonna
it.
be there. Yeah, it's just gonna be there. And then let's see. His bonus action. What can I do here? He's not really gonna do anything. He's just gonna, I guess, ready himself to fight.
Okay. You all can hear shrieking from behind the fire. Marcy doing anything?
I'm gonna try to firebolt the crawler that made it through. Let's see. Oh, nat 20!
Yes!
Nice.
You know, just a casual 34.
Crit.
Yep.
Yep, you hit, you beat it 25.
There,
Did you
I'll
crit
remove-
with firebolts?
Yes, it is an
Never thought
effective
about-
spell.
Yeah.
I've never thought
what
about
the
spell
fuck?
critting
Okay,
before.
So that's 25 fire damage. I don't know why it's not showing up.
It takes the 25 fire damage. Anything else you do? Oh wait, it's gonna use its reaction and use its ability evasion and minus that to half. So 12.
Alright.
Wait, he has a level in rogue.
It's a road crawler. I'm going to try to firebolt it again. 33.
Okay, let's see.
15 fire damage. Like another 15 to the crawler.
Yes. It will use his evasion again and have it.
Alright. Marceline is going to step back and like move this way.
Okay.
No, wait, that's force damage. Never mind.
Augustus, how long does your fire last?
I believe it's one. It's concentration up to 1 minute.
Okay.
Wait.
As behind the wall of fire, all of you can just hear shriekings as the hallway is beginning to fill up with these things. They cannot come into the room because they are afraid of the flame.
That's what those dots mean. Or I'm assuming.
Oh no, they are all on the hidden layer. I'm just not showing their position because you can't see them because of their fire.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's a bit too crispy in here.
Okay. Larissa and Saren doing anything as this crawler managed to crawl in before the
Eldritch
fire
Blast.
came? Roll the Eldritch Blast.
No, that's gonna miss. That's 13. And 21.
Let's see. Yep, you will not meet its 24.
I'm going to hit it hopefully with Holy Word.
It misses.
So you said
Ugh.
it was 24 that we needed to it, right?
No, its AC changes.
Okay.
I hate these things so much.
Yeah.
Can Lorcan make his attack?
Sure.
Oh, good point.
Lorcan is gonna be our saving grace, hopefully. Fly here and
God damn
make
it.
his 3 attacks.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. The first 2 attacks hit, the slashing and the bludgeoning.
Okay.
Technically, I would have enough space to go and make an attack with Fury, but then...
Creature is
close.
very heavily bloodied after Lorcan's attacks.
Let me...
Does it make the strength saving throw?
It escaped the tail whip.
Okay. You know what,
Never mind.
King?
Oh, it says, and the target must succeed on the DC 16. It doesn't say if it has to be consecutive or not.
No, you as long as you hit it once, it will make the save. If you use the tail.
So it goes in hand with each other, not separate. Got it.
Yep.
So King, I would charge with Fury on that one, I think.
Okay.
Well, I won't be able to use the charge feature because not technically in a straight line, but... And then attack. That would be a 25 to it.
25. Let's see. Yep, that's gonna hit. It fails to move out of the way.
2d8 plus 4. 9 plus 4, 13. On bludgeoning damage.
How do you kill it?
Essentially, you just would see Siren charge on Fury, and essentially just like move, and then you see Fury go on his hind leg and just stomp the bastard with its soothe.
As you stomp into the creature squeals.
And then, because run and hit tactic, we are gonna use the rest of the horse movement to get ear. And get at least 2 of the people in the aura. And that's it for Siren and Fury's turn.
Okay. You all have 1 minute to talk things out until another flame goes up. Because you all can't see past the flame.
I
The
have a
crawlers
question.
are all there.
The crawlers, I'm guessing, Saren, especially those hoof attacks, just like mushed this crawler thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is that bloody? Is that like super bloody? And does that, by any chance, tempt a couple to jump through the fire?
No.
Alright.
Well,
They
technically
do not
speaking-
get past the fire because it is bright and in their face, and they don't like the light.
Ah, okay. The thing,
I have an idea.
yeah. Thing is, technically speaking,
Alara?
that hoof attack also has fire damage, but I didn't use it because useless at this point, because dead already.
I can cast Hypnotic Pattern again and incapacitate a good few more.
I have a slight idea. Alara, you there? Alara might be gone.
No. Someone.
Well,
they
I
got
was
me.
gonna suggest I use the light cantrip on an arrow, and then she fires the arrow behind them. So now there is a bright light behind them as well.
That's a clever idea.
Peter just kind of like stuck while we just chuck stuff at him.
I mean, yeah, we could just kind of start throwing attacks at them while they can't move.
Mhm.
But I was thinking, you know, if we can try and force them, right?
Actually, it might be that Laura actually muted her mic and didn't realize it again.
Oh shit, could you guys not hear me?
Nope.
No.
No.
No, oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
Called it.
Okay, so
okay.
yeah. Alara,
Yes.
I would like to cast light on your arrows and have you fire them to the back of the door corridor to try and kind of move them closer and closer into the fire.
Okay.
Now, question:
Thank
do I need to make a concentration check to cast a cantrip while I'm concentrating?
No.
I don't usually. Okay, I don't usually do that much spell casting, so I wasn't quite sure.
Yeah, concentration check only happens when you cast another concentration or take damage.
All right. Yeah. So then. Yeah, I'll just kind of cast that while you fire off. If we got a minute, then we've got 10 arrows that can be fired,
Yeah.
I guess.
Well,
Alright.
technically 20. Technically 20 because 2 attacks per round.
I guess.
Do I need to roll for that?
But I think I can only light one around, though.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll for that?
No, you both can describe together how you ignite the corridor in bright light.
Are
I'm
we doing
imagining I probably am reaching behind me while I have one hand up, kind of like holding the wall of fire. The other hand is reaching behind me, and I guess tapping the. You have Medusa's bow or whatever, right?
Yes.
So, tapping the arrows as she loads them and casting light on them. And I guess, Alara, you what are you doing?
firing them.
I guess with the intention of trying to make bright lights at the back of the corridor and progressively move them closer and closer to the wall.
Aiming
of
the
Cassius, how many feet does your bright light shine?
20-foot radius bright, 20 for dim.
Okay.
Oh wow.
And that's going to be for each one of them, which lasts for an hour.
Okay.
So the idea being you getting a bunch of these, kind of pushing them, because maybe they move away from it at first until they're actually trapped inside the corridor with either there's tons of bright lights behind them or the one bright light in front of them.
Okay. Very, very nice.
This is where we find out they're actually immune to fire damage.
Well, if that's the
Yes.
case, then that one wouldn't be alive.
As we will bring session to an end there.